SCOBY, living our best kombucha life. Okay, so we're going over our kombucha ingredients and a little bit of the process. So this one, that's the 2-gallon mason jar. And then the next one is the spigot that I'm soaking in vinegar so that it's extra clean. And then number 3 is our superstar, Mr. Scobes.
Yeah, we named him Mr. Scobes.
Mr. Scobes. Alright, and then this is the kombucha tea.
How we made Scobes.
Yeah, that's how we made Mr. Scobes.
And there's bacteria down there.
Yeah, so there's the bacteria. And I made sure that I picked up a kombucha that had a lot of little floaties. And then I watched a starter video and made Mr. Scobes.
Yeah.
Alright,
He's
so...
so clean.
So amazing, Mr. Scobes. We love him and we kiss him every day.
No, we don't. I don't. Well, I don't.
I give him air kisses. It's okay. Alright, so we're going to cut this and we'll go to the next session. I'm going to work on cleaning this, the 2-gallon container. I'm going to work on cleaning it, making sure it's extra good. Okay, now people usually use purified water. I drink distilled water a lot, and this is what I have in the house. So I'm going to go for this distilled water to do the tea portion. I'm going to do a concentrate tea and then, pour the rest of the room temperature water so that it cools down faster. I'll be back. I wish I did my makeup for this video. But anyway. So, here we are. I'm waiting for the tea to steep. Thank you, Queen, for being such a good babysitter. Eating Danish. Living my life, right? So, to tell you a little bit about Scobe, Mr. Scobe we call him. Scobe has been fermenting probably for the better part of 3 weeks, maybe a month now. Day 10, Scobe was officially beautiful and full. At 1 week, it was a full-on Scoby and ready to work. Now that it's going on to be the better part of a month, Scobe is huge, and I'm noticing that layers are coming. I'll highlight those in a minute. So, I expected to see layers when you do additional brews, right? And then, you peel it apart for the next brew. You hear things about SCOBY hotels where you just take the SCOBYs and you separate them and put them in one big container like I have here. I'm going to do continuous brew. And you don't hear a lot about continuous brew. Not to mention you don't see anything from, black people. Anyway, forgive my nails. I paint them once and then I'm like, oh, they're painted. And then I don't give a fuck to take off the polish. Maybe if I was going outside. And I don't paint my nails at all. Ever. So even me painting them was a feat. Having some coffee. So the tea I used is salad tea. I don't know. Sometimes you see people using regular tea, sometimes they're using fancy tea, sometimes they're using organic this and organic that. I'm going to see how it goes with this regular tea. Excuse me. I love coffee. Okay, anyway. So I made the SCOBY from that kombucha container right there in the back. I got a big container. Okay. Oh. Baby Wait, drama. Please. Listen. Alright, anyway. I usually have some Sparkabilities or Bubble Numbs playing for him, so they're playing free, you know, free airwaves because I'm recording because of copyright. So I can't play music or any vibe in here. So anyway, I'll make it short because of that. So I don't play it because I'm recording. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore that. Maybe I'll cut it out in the video and edit it. Queen has some editing software in her computer that I'll be using for this video. Anyway, what I was saying is that I used regular kombucha tea, original, to make the SCOBY. I found a tea that had a lot of little bits in it, and I made my sweet tea and, you know, put some of that in there with the sweet tea, and out came SCOBY, and I was so happy to see SCOBY. SCOBY lights up my life. I've been studying this for about 3 months now, and I'm finally getting into it. A neighbor of mine, a Russian neighbor, one of my favorite people, helped me out in a lot of different things. She gave me some kombucha, a big old glass of it, and I kind of got drunk, and I was like, oh, what is this? And it tastes good. I'm not going to let it go as far as that to get the alcohol content. Not my intention. But if it does, oh well. I'm not really a drinker, so I had some kombucha, and I was like, oh. But yeah, I fell in love with the taste, and it's a taste that I remember from heritage, you know, ancestry sort of flavor. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm into this. So I'm in here making kombucha. Really been on some holistic business since quarantine, making face masks. You know, I'll do another video on face masks in a little bit. But yeah, having fun, living our best kombucha life, and I'll take some shots of SCOBY. Living our best kombucha life. So I've cleaned the vessel twice with vinegar. I'm gonna get a new spigot because when I purchased it, they weren't clear on what the materials were, but the spigot is not stainless steel, so I have to invest in a stainless steel spigot. There's my tea with sugar. All my used tea bags. Maybe we'll talk about these little sayings that they have, right? Something to do. I'm going to pour SCOBY in. I've applied about 2 cups of sugar to about 12 tea bags in here, which is concentrate, and then I'm going to pour the rest of the water. Then we're going to pour in SCOBs after I clean my hands again with vinegar. Then the process should be complete. Okay, now for the unveiling of SCOBY. So here is my pride and joy, Mr. Scobes. Mr. Scobes is about a month old, living in a nice jar of mine with a coffee filter lid. I'm going to stick with the coffee filter because it's been working just fine. So I'm going to open this and do the great unveiling of what Mr. Scobe looks like. Now if you could smell this, it smells so good. That is a clean SCOBY. That is a clean SCOBY. Beauty. Any of that coloration right there is just a little bit of transparency. Yeah. Smells super vinegary. And I give my SCOBY love every other day. I say, I love you, Mr. SCOBY. Mr. SCOBY, thank you for being you. Fuck y'all if y'all don't like my nails, okay? Fuck y'all. So anyway, yeah, look at those layers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, this is what I was talking about. How do you get layers? And I haven't done any additional fermenting. Got some bubbles. Now see, the thing that I see here, like there's a black, I always used to see these like dark areas. I'll see what that is when I take SCOBY out. But yeah, Mr. Scobes is killing it. That layer is so pretty to me, that one little layer. Anyway, I'm gonna finish setting up my my 2-gallon mason jar here. I think my tea is getting pretty much room temperature. I'm gonna pour in that sugar, and let's see y'all on the other side of the moon. So, I'm so scared to grab him. Okay, maybe I'll just pour him in.
No.
Stop. I don't want to touch SCOBY. So that's the starter tea. SCOBY, go! Please don't make me grab you. I don't want to grab you. Thank God I didn't have to grab you. Okay, so there's a little bit of bacteria on the bottom here. Okay, that's left over. It smells very vinegary. All right, now SCOBY just dunked in there, right? SCOBY's in the bottom. All right, so we don't have to worry about anything else. I'm going to cover.
Connecting to the internet.
Okay, nobody asked you about
Take a
that.
look at the help
Alexa.
section in your Alexa app.
Shut up.
Okay, we're going to ignore Queen said shut up just now. Thank you for helping me. Go still your hands.
What are you doing?
You gotta be clean, okay?
Hello, my name is Queen. I don't know what my mom's doing.
Okay, I'm being very clean. That's what I'm doing. All right, so thank you for helping me with that, Queen. So, SCOBY's in there. He's going to conform to the same size as the container. He's going to eat all of the tea. They said, don't worry if your SCOBY doesn't float. I did not want to touch the SCOBY. So, we just did a dunk. All right, sorry, SCOBY, I love you. Okay, just didn't want to touch you. All right, so here we are. So the end of my video got cut because of random mommy stuff, but this is the SCOBY here on the counter, and I'll see you guys for part 2.